Hi fourth graders, today we're at a new location. This is the Outdoor Discovery Center in Holland, Michigan. If you haven't been there before, you should go, it's very cool. Today we're going to explore some energy transformations in birds, and we're also just going to look at some cool birds of prey adaptations. Even has this really fun swing that you can go on that even supports adults. I've tried it. What energy transfers do you see with this swing? So today we are here because they have a really cool area where you can watch birds. They have some birds of prey that you can visit. So let's get exploring and see if we can check out some cool birds. So here we see a bunch of different kinds of feeders for birds. So let's imagine we're a bird right now and we're sitting in a tree. Think of the energy transformations that will happen when you decide to get out of the tree, fly over, land on one of those feeders, and then you decide to start eating the seeds, and then you fly back. So if I were going to draw the energy transformations at the feeder, the first step would be the bird in the tree, which is potential energy. Then the bird's flying, which is mechanical energy. Then the bird lands on the feeder and rests, potential energy. And then finally the bird starts eating the seeds. Now it's using chemical energy. Alright, we made it to the birds of prey area. So here you can stretch out your arms and it will show you what your wingspan would be if you were a bird. So what is a bird of prey? Well, a bird of prey is also known as a raptor. So it's a carnivore, something that hunts other animals. It's different from other birds that eat animals because raptors can catch prey with their feet. They have highly developed senses that help them find their prey, while their sharp beak and talons allow it to catch and kill. So they have really good eyesight, hooked beaks that are sharp, and powerful feet with sharp talons or claws. Ooh, here we have some beautiful barred owls. And barred owls are really cool because they have ear holes or ear openings on their side of their head, and they have feathers that stick out to really help the sound go right into their ears. And they weigh about the same amount as a carton of eggs. They're super fast, and you can't even hear them when they're flying because of their special feathered wings. Now we have some hawks. This is a red-shouldered hawk that's missing one of its eyes. And these hawks weigh about the same amount as a hammer, but you'd think it would weigh a lot more. They have really sharp talons and sharp pointed beaks for catching their prey or their animals they're about to eat. Here we have a peregrine falcon. And falcons' wings are a little pointed because they're really good at diving down in the ground to get their food. They can actually fly 200 miles per hour when they're diving for their prey. They weigh about as much as a stapler. This next one is a smaller falcon called a merlin. And these are pretty small. They weigh about the same amount as an apple, but they can fly very fast, and they hunt from the air, and they actually like to eat other birds. Anybody know what this next bird is? This is a golden eagle. And these, they call them booted eagles because their feathers go all the way down to their ankles. They weigh about as much as a gallon of milk, and they're really good at catching prey. They like to eat rabbits and other small animals, but they also are capable of taking down a sheep, a deer, or other large mammals. Here we have a bald eagle. These birds are enormous and they nest really, really high in some of the tallest trees, and their nests are huge. They can be 10 feet across. Eagles have a really cool, kind of like a cloudy part that goes over their eye, like another eyelid that they can put down, and it protects them from when they're eating their meat. They don't want to get meat in their eye, so instead they put down that cloudy eyelid, and then they can see really well. Bald eagles weigh about as much as a bowling ball, and they like to eat fish, but they are also known to steal food from other birds of prey. So just like Blandford, all of these animals that the Outdoor Discovery Center has have been injured. So they're living here now because they wouldn't have survived out in the wild. Maybe one day one of you will work at a place like this and help animals that have been injured. Anybody hungry? Tasty meat. So here we have a great horned owl. These weigh about as much as a small pineapple. And we have them in Michigan year-round, and they like to hunt for small mammals and amphibians. Ooh, anybody know what this is? This is a turkey vulture. Turkey vultures like to eat dead meat, and they have a really good sense of smell that they can sense decaying dead animals. Does that sound tasty to you? Not so much for me. Vultures actually do not have strong feet for catching prey. So instead, they like to eat animals that are already dead. They weigh about as much as a 2-liter bottle of pop. Something else that's cool that birds of prey or raptors have is they use thermal energy from the sun. So when the sun heats up the surface of the earth, the warm air rises up like bubbles from boiling water. And raptors use these thermals of warm air to soar and gain altitude. So let's draw that one out and figure out the energy transformations that happen when birds are using thermal. So if I were to draw out the energy transformations of the raptors using the thermals, it would start off with the sun, which is light energy. Then the sun heats up the earth, which is thermal energy. And then the warm air starts to rise, which is thermal and kinetic energy. And then the bird of prey flies to the thermal, the warm air, using mechanical energy. And once it's in the thermal, the bird then soars through that thermal, and that is potential energy because it's just soaring, it's not really flapping its wings. The last bird I want to talk about today is not a bird of prey, but it's fascinating. So a woodpecker has a tongue that is so long that it actually wraps all around its skull, and it protects the brain from when it's hammering into trees so that its brain doesn't get bounced around. Can you imagine if your tongue was so long that it wrapped around your brain and helped it to stay in place? Crazy. Thanks for watching!